You are 60. You are not declining. You are simply misfueled and mistrained. That's the hard truth, delivered directly. I'm a physician, yes, but for the last decade, I've been rewriting the scripts for aging bodies. I see the frustration every day, the expensive medications, the invasive procedures, the fear of losing the house keys or the ability to climb the stairs. The system tells you physical and cognitive decline is inevitable after 60, that it's just getting old. I call that narrative a lie. You deserve to age with the absolute certainty that your body and your mind will support your independence, your travel, and your energy levels for the next 3 decades. Not by swallowing pills that manage symptoms, but by simple daily renovations to your fuel and your movement. You can prevent disease. You can reverse physical and cognitive decline. You can reclaim boundless energy and mobility naturally. We start today. Fast, simple, effective. Here is the contrast you need to see. The secret to strength and clarity after 60 is not finding the newest superfood powder. It is identifying and systematically removing the 5 to 7 silent assassins you invite into your kitchen every day. They are sabotaging your glucose stability, igniting chronic inflammation, and actively dissolving your muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia, which is the single greatest predictor of early dependency. The good news? The biggest changes happen in the first 24 hours when you swap the wrong fuel for the right one. We are going to execute a food swap that literally strengthens your legs in 24 hours. Forget the idea that you need high-intensity training or complicated diets. We need precision in your fuel delivery and consistency in your movement foundation. Let's begin by pulling the plug on the common, empathetic mistake I see countless strong people making every single morning. The morning fuel catastrophe. You wake up feeling stiff. You need energy. You reach for the quick fix. Maybe it's the standard slice of white toast or a bowl of processed cereal. Maybe it's that morning coffee loaded with a colorful flavored creamer. You feel a brief surge of energy, the glucose spike. This is immediate, destructive energy. Your pancreas panics. Insulin floods the zone to pull that sugar out of your bloodstream. By 10:30 a.m., you crash. You're foggy, reaching for another snack, and suddenly those knees feel heavy again. That sugar spike is not just making you tired, it's aggressively aging you on a cellular level. It promotes inflammation, the root cause of joint pain and cognitive fog, and it directly blocks the signals your muscles need to grow and repair overnight. If your blood glucose is surging, your body is in survival mode, not repair mode. We need to flip that switch. We need stable energy that feeds your brain and supports your skeletal muscle mass all day long. To do that, we must address the 7 food betrayals of the 60-plus body. These are foods widely considered harmless or even healthy that are silently stealing your strength, your focus, and your mobility. 1. The worst bread, refined wheat, and glucose. Shock you think you are eating whole grain or sourdough. If the first ingredient is highly refined wheat flour, you are eating starch that converts to glucose faster than a tablespoon of pure sugar. This isn't just about weight gain. This is about inflammation, locking up your joints and energy availability. Refined carbohydrates are the enemy of stable energy and muscle preservation. They create the hormonal environment where sarcopenia thrives. The swap. Forget the morning toast, even if it's brown. Instead, introduce a high-quality protein and fat breakfast. Think eggs or full-fat Greek yogurt, plain, unsweetened, with hemp seeds and walnuts. This is the breakfast that strengthens your legs in 24 hours. The protein provides the raw material, amino acids, your muscles need to rebuild while you sleep, and the fat provides sustained inflammation-reducing energy. When you eat protein first, you dampen the blood sugar response of everything else you consume. 2. The worst coffee crime. Flavored creamers. You want flavor. You buy the colorful creamer bottles, vanilla, hazelnut, caramel. Seriously, flip that bottle over. You're pouring sugar, corn syrup solids, and inflammatory seed oils, often high oleic soybean or palm oil, directly into your morning ritual. This is a metabolic disaster. You're starting your day by spiking glucose and flooding your system with omega-6 fats, which drive systemic inflammation. Joint pain becomes sharper. Focus becomes harder. The swap. Add this to coffee. Stop using anything with syrup or solids listed early in the ingredients. Upgrade. 1. Use a splash of heavy cream, pure cream, no additives, or a clean, unsweetened nut milk. Upgrade. 2. Add a small spoonful of coconut oil or MCT oil. This provides ketone bodies, which your brain loves for clean, sustained energy, unlike the sugar rush and crash. Upgrade 3. Cinnamon. It's delicious and helps stabilize blood sugar. 3. The sneaky sugar trap. Healthy yogurt and granola. You're trying to boost your gut health. You buy the pre-flavored fruit-on-the-bottom yogurt or the low-fat versions. These products are often glorified desserts containing 15 to 25 grams of added sugar per serving. The granola, too, is typically baked with vegetable oils and sugar, making it a brittle, inflammatory sugar bomb. The swap. Buy full-fat, plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, high in protein, low in sugar. Sweeten it yourself with a few fresh berries, low glycemic, and a small handful of chopped walnuts or almonds. The difference? You get the muscle-building protein and the probiotic benefits without the sugar that feeds unhealthy gut bacteria and triggers inflammation. 4. The misunderstood protein source. Why you should forget bone broth. 4. Muscle. Bone broth became famous for collagen and joint support. It tastes good and feels restorative. But here's the crucial caveat for the 60-plus body. If you are relying on bone broth as a primary protein source to fight sarcopenia, you are losing the battle. Bone broth is mostly collagen, which lacks sufficient quantities of the essential amino acid L-leucine. Leucine is the biochemical trigger, the spark plug, that tells your muscle fibers to synthesize and grow. Without enough leucine, your body cannot effectively use protein to maintain muscle mass. The swap. Focus on high leucine, complete protein. We need real meat, eggs, dairy, or high-quality whey casein protein powder. Your focus must shift from protein quantity to protein timing and quality. Aim for 30-40 grams of complete protein at breakfast and dinner. Here are 7 cheap high-protein foods rich in leucine. 1. Eggs, whole, yolk included. 2. Canned sardines or mackerel, high omega-3s, full protein. 3. Cottage cheese, especially great before bed for slow-release casein. 4. Lentils, beans, paired with whole grains to complete the profile. 5. Chicken breast or thigh. 6. Plain Greek yogurt. 7. Whey protein isolate, the fastest, easiest boost. 5. The inflammation driver, the worst cooking oils. You are using seed oils like canola, soybean, corn, or vegetable oil because they are cheap or labeled heart-healthy. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. While we need some omega-6, the standard modern diet is wildly skewed, consuming 15 to 25 times more omega-6 than omega-3. This massive imbalance fuels chronic systemic inflammation, the fire that burns in your joints, your arteries, and your brain. If you have arthritis, joint stiffness, or persistent pain, your cooking oil might be the biggest hidden contributor. The swap. Monounsaturated and saturated fats. Use extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, for lower heat cooking and dressings. Use avocado oil for higher heat frying. Use grass-fed butter or ghee in moderation for flavor. Cut soybean and canola oil entirely. They serve no purpose in the longevity kitchen. Dann Freudersmeier 6. The evening glucose blast, the snack trap. You crave something sweet after dinner. You reach for dried apricots, raisins, or maybe a glass of fruit juice, thinking you're getting vitamins. Dried fruits are concentrated sugar bombs. All the water is removed, leaving behind a highly glycemic punch that spikes your blood sugar right when you should be preparing for sleep and cellular repair. This late-night spike disrupts deep sleep, increases inflammation overnight, and ensures you wake up stiff and unrested. We must protect our sleep. Sleep is when your body washes your brain, clearing metabolic waste linked to cognitive decline, and repairs muscle tissue. A sugar spike sabotages that repair cycle. The swap, fruit before bed to repair your eyes. If you need a late-night snack, make it strategically low-glycemic and nutrient-dense. A small handful of tart cherries, which contain natural melatonin for sleep, or a small portion of berries, strawberries, blueberries, paired with a small portion of cottage cheese or walnuts. For vision support. Add specific foods for your retina. If cataracts are a concern, eat 1 handful of pumpkin seeds daily. They are rich in zinc and lutein, zeaxanthin, essential for eye health. The fruit before bed rule. Stick to low-sugar, high antioxidant options and always pair them with protein or fiber to slow absorption. 7. The fridge foe. The 4 worst seafood choices. You want healthy protein, so you buy seafood. But after 60, we need to be hyper-vigilant about environmental toxins, especially heavy metals like mercury, which can affect neurological function and memory. While fish provides amazing omega-3s, some choices introduce unnecessary risks. The 4 worst seafoods, avoid or minimize. 1. Swordfish, very high mercury. 2. King mackerel, high mercury. 3. Shark. 4. Tilefish. The swap, focus on smash fish. Sardines, cheap high omega-3s, low mercury. Mackerel, or anchovies. Salmon, wild-caught or reputable farm salmon. Herring. These small, cold-water fish provide the anti-inflammatory power you need for joint health and cognitive clarity without the toxic burden. Leno, fueling the engine, from kitchen to movement. Okay, look, we have stabilized the fuel, we have replaced the inflammatory oils, and prioritized complete protein for the sarcopenia battle. Now, we need to send the signal to your muscle that it is needed. Movement is non-negotiable for longevity and independence. I'm not asking you to train for a marathon. I'm asking you to be consistent with movements that rebuild the 3 pillars of independence: balance, hip strength, and core stability. You need to integrate resistance training, even bodyweight resistance, to maintain the muscle mass we just fueled. If you don't use it, your body aggressively dismantles it after 60. This short daily protocol focuses on simple, highly effective movements adapted from Japanese mobility traditions and surgeon-approved post-rehab strategies. We are focusing on protecting the knees and mobilizing the hips. The 10-minute foundation protocol, the mobility. Safety first. Listen to your body. Stop immediately if you feel sharp pain. Adapt all movements to your current mobility level. If you have had recent surgery, severe joint issues, or are on medication, consult your physician before starting any new exercise routine. Warm-up, 2 minutes. Right to 1, gentle marching in place. Start by simply lifting your knees softly for 60 seconds. Focus on the core and posture. Maintain smooth breathing. 2. Ankle circles. While seated or standing supported, circle each ankle slowly 10 times in each direction. This prepares the joints for movement and improves sensory feedback, crucial for balance. Ladror. The 6 movements, 8 minutes. Prasri 1. Supported chair squats, the power builder. Setup. Stand in front of a sturdy chair or bench. Your feet should be hip-width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Execution. Slowly lower your hips backward and down, aiming to tap the chair very lightly before standing back up. Do not collapse onto the chair. Keep your chest high and your gaze forward. Mistake to avoid. Letting your knees collapse inward. Push your knees slightly out, tracking over your middle toes. Reps. 10-12, slow, controlled repetitions. Feel. Tension in the glutes and quadriceps. This builds the fundamental strength needed for climbing stairs and getting off the toilet independently. 2. The horse stance hold, the Japanese pillar. Setup. Stand with feet wider than your hips, about 1.5 times shoulder width. Toes turned slightly out. Execution. Lower your hips slightly, as if sitting on a very tall stool. Your back should be straight, not rounded. Do not go deeper than comfortable. A mild bend in the knee is enough. Clench your glutes softly. Hold. Hold this static position for 30-60 seconds, or as long as you can maintain good form. Progression. This is better than walking alone for building isometric endurance in the stabilizing muscles around the hips and knees. It dramatically improves overall balance. 3. Single leg stance, the balance test. Setup. Stand next to a wall or counter for safety, but try not to hold it. Shift your weight onto one leg. Execution. Slowly lift the opposite knee. Focus your eyes on a non-moving point on the floor 10 feet ahead. Engage your core. Hold. Aim to hold for 15 seconds per leg. Repeat twice per leg. Why? Improving proprioception and stability is the way to prevent debilitating falls. This movement recruits tiny stabilizing muscles that atrophy quickly after 60. 4. Wall push-ups, the upper body stabilizer. Setup. Stand 3 feet away from a wall. Place your hands shoulder-width apart on the wall. Execution. Slowly bend your elbows, lowering your chest toward the wall. Push back to the starting position. Maintain a straight line from your head to your heels. No sagging hips. Reps. 10-15 repetitions. Benefit. This strengthens the chest, shoulders, and core, improving posture and the ability to push yourself up from a chair or floor if needed. 5. Calf raises, the circulation booster. Setup. Stand holding onto a sturdy surface, back of a chair or counter. Execution. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, contracting your calf muscles hard at the top. Lower slowly. Reps. 15 to 20 slow repetitions. Why? Calf strength is vital for walking endurance and venous return, pushing blood back up to the heart. Strong calves mean less swelling and better circulation in the legs. Hip circles, the mobility restorer. Setup. Standing, holding a support. Execution. Gently swing. One leg in a small, slow circle, like tracing a dinner plate, 10 times forward, then 10 times backward. Focus on lubricating the hip joint. Keep the movement controlled, not floppy. Repeat on the other side. Feel. Release and lubrication in the hip socket. This is your defense against stiffness and tightness that limit mobility. This entire protocol takes 10 minutes. Consistency is the magic. Do it every day, immediately after that protein-rich breakfast. Fuel the muscle, then ask it to work. That combination delivers results you can feel. Less pain, more strength, more breath. In days, not months. A note on cognitive clarity and medications. The goal here is reclaiming independence, and that includes cognitive independence. We linked inflammation, sugar spikes, and sleep disruption directly to cognitive fog and decline. But responsibly, I must touch upon the medications you might be taking. Many common medications, from certain sleeping aids to some anxiety prescriptions or even common allergy drugs, can have unintended anticholinergic effects that subtly worsen memory and focus, especially in the 60-plus population. I am not telling you to stop taking anything. I am telling you to be informed. If you are experiencing new memory concerns or brain fog and you are on long-term medication, schedule a review with your physician or pharmacist. Ask them specifically, could this medication be affecting my cognition or increasing my long-term risk of decline? Knowledge is power. Do not accept foggy thinking as just aging. Address the fuel, address the movement, and address the chemical inputs. Also, a quick safety tip regarding food storage. Do not refrigerate certain items. Foods like potatoes, tomatoes, garlic, onions, and most herbs lose flavor, texture, and can sometimes increase starch resistance when refrigerated unnecessarily. Keep them cool, dark, and dry. Respect your food as much as you respect your body. Your mission. Today, you are capable of far more strength, clarity, and vitality than you currently access. We have proven that the major obstacles are not genetics or fate, but simple, actionable daily mistakes in the kitchen and the movement routine. The goal is not perfection, but momentum. Today's challenge. Your 24-hour renovation. 1. Nutrition swap. Immediately banish the flavored coffee creamer or sugary cereal yogurt. Swap it for a pure protein-fat start, eggs or plain Greek yogurt with a spoonful of cinnamon. Add that clean fuel to your coffee, MCT oil or heavy cream. 2. Movement mission. Commit to the 10-minute foundation protocol. Start with the chair squats and the horse stance hold. Find that support and execute them with intent. That is 1 food swap and 10 minutes of movement. That is all it takes to shift your metabolic state, reduce inflammation, and send a powerful signal to your muscles that they must survive and thrive. You have the prescription, you have the movement. Now, execute. Tell me, what is the single food swap you are committing to today? And what topic should we tackle next? Deep dive into sleep hygiene, advanced anti-inflammatory food timing, or reversing low back pain? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get to work.